family members, you have other people, whatever it is, and you're not able to, they're not able to join us, we will send it out again. We will put it on our website. We will make sure, or try to make sure, that people have the same message, because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. We're going to be talking about the dress code, what to expect. People ask about the mask, ask about COVID. So we're going to talk about that, because it's very real, and we have a plan. We got you. Also, please, no personal information in there. So if you have a specific question that we did not answer and is specific to your needs, we do have Mr. Napper on this call, Ms. Petters, Miss Day, Miss Mitchell, and if you're thinking, I have no idea who those folks are, you will learn who those folks are, and they can answer those at another time using their email address, and they also have phone numbers, okay? Please, we ask for you to mute your microphone. It is very important, because we have so much information to give you, and we want to make sure that all the families, all the students, and even the staff, they can hear that, okay? It says enter your name. So if you want at the end for us to know who you are, it's all good, not now, but when we start recording, you can definitely put your first and last name so we can get a good sense as to the folks that are here. Also, if you have a question, we said please no personal information, but if you do have a general question that was not answered, you go ahead and you put that in the chat box, please. Here's the thing. You can not only find us on the principal chat here on Wednesdays, but you can check us out on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have our website. You will see a lot of the pictures from last year on there, along with several educators of Night. And we also have a YouTube channel. So check us out on KMS Bobcats YouTube channel for any of the information that you have here. And whatever else we can hopefully provide for you. So today, what's going on? What we're going to talk about are the commitments from our school and from me. Also, student orientation. That's the reason why most of you all are here in the first place. You want to know what's going on. So once you come on August 11th, what's up? What does it look like? For those that were at Night Middle School before, no, we don't have the class hub. So no, you don't have to stay with the same group of people in the same room, all that. So we're going to talk about it. Also, we're going to have some fun. And the first thing that we're going to have fun is the back to school bash, and we're going to talk about that as well. We also have Dr. Jenkins show us a little recording about our mental wellness supports that we offer. We also are going to talk about technology, because we got Chromebooks, electronic, all these things. We will definitely let you know. And then last but not least, we are going to give you a little bit more information about our PTSA, which stands for Parent Teacher Student Association, and we want to have 100%. So we'll give you some of that news as well. So without further ado, we want to talk about our night commitments to you students and families, and really everyone. The first one is support. If you are a student and you are nervous because you're in the 6th grade and you've never, ever been in middle school before, it's okay. We got you. We're going to help support you mentally with your academics, even physically at times. We have a Frisky and a homeschool coordinator and counselors and all those folks that will help support you, along with teachers in the classroom, along with resource folks, along with so many people, and of course with myself. I will also provide some of that support for you. For families, we know that this has been a challenging year. You hear me? We know that. And so we want to provide specific supports for you, and you'll hear more about that throughout this semester, particularly from Ms. Johnson and others. And so we know that this is not easy. It has not been easy. And we want to offer a certain level of support that maybe you didn't receive in the past. And we're partners. That's what we do. We family now, so it's Night family. The other thing is for our staff, for any staff that's on this call, our commitment for our colleagues, the people that we work alongside, is that we have to have each other's back as well. So we will definitely support you along this way. Flexibility for students. As you can see, I'm just going to be honest with you. One month we don't have to wear the mask. The next month they say, yep, you got to wear the mask. Another time they say, oh, don't worry about how close you are to one another. Then the next time they say, actually, you do have to be careful. So we ask for you to have flexibility along the way, because there will be some things that change. There will be some exciting things that will come up, and we want to make sure that you know that we are going to be flexible, and we ask for you to have a little bit of flexibility with us along the way, especially when you start school with us in the building. There probably will be a few changes, just saying. So please just know that we will be flexible with your needs and the needs of just where we are right now. And the last thing on our commitment to you students, to you family, and even some staff that are here, communication. I told you before that we have what's called the principal chat on Wednesdays from 5 until 6 to give you the latest, greatest information. We will continue to do that for our students. You will hear on the PA, you'll hear me say, make public announcements over in the school. And we will start out with talking about the latest information. We will also do our affirmation. And if you have no idea what that's about, you will. And then also just to breathe and just to just to think about the power within you, the excellence within you. And so we will definitely try to communicate with you as much as possible. In addition, we will use our Google Classroom to give you updates. The counselors will talk to you about ILPs and updates there. In addition to that, we have our Bobcat brief. So we may have some student highlights and some staff highlights for our families and for students to receive. And then don't forget, we have School Messenger and School Connects. School Connects is kind of like Instagram, Facebook. So you can do that two-way communication. If you have a question with even your teachers, you can, go back and forth. And then of course we have email and we have all types of things, but we want to make sure that you have what you need to advocate for yourself, to feel empowered about where you are in your educational journey. And we know that if you are 10 or 11 or 12 or 13 or 14 or maybe even 15, some of these things are different. These are new, and it is okay. We want to make sure that we work so closely together and to help support you and to be flexible with you and to communicate with you that you feel that Knight is where you should be and where you want to continue to stay, okay? So on that note, it's enough of me talking, because I can talk and talk and talk. I want to turn it over to our wonderful assistant principals and counselors so they can tell you what to expect this school year. So without further ado, we are going to have our Knight Middle School student. Oh, and let me say this. There's going to be a lot of information, okay? So if you don't have your notepad or you don't have something, it's okay again, because we are going to post this many places. We will go over many of these things. We will have it in writing. We will be able to support you. So if some of us go too fast, like I really, really talk fast, if some of us go too quickly, or you said, oh, I didn't get that, or I didn't know who that is, don't worry about it. We got you, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our administrators. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Dr. Majors. I am the Katrina Day, the 8th grade counselor for all of 8th grade, and for the 7th grade counselor, M through Z. We had Dr. Majors, who you just heard from, our assistant principal, the man with the master plan, Mr. Napper. Mr. Napper is the assistant principal. He's for all of 6th grade and 7th grade, A through L. But not only do we have a man with a master plan, we have the Queen, Queen Petters. She is our assistant principal for all of 8th grade, and she is the 7th grade M through Z assistant principal. But you know, there's room at the top for all of us. We also have the one and only Miss Mitchell. She is fairly new tonight, but she has slid in and she knows what to do. She was with us all last year during virtual, but now she gets to see how night moves in person when we start back on the 11th. Miss Mitchell is the counselor for all of 6th grade and 7th grade, A through L. Next, we have myself, which I've already told you about. Our next slide, we have Ms. Connell. These are some of our support staff who you may see throughout the building or who may be able to help you with some information that you may need. We have Ms. Connell. She is our academic coach, and she is one of the longstanding Knight Bobcats who's been here probably longer than many of us. Then we have Mr. Dunnigan. We call him, Mr. Dunnigan is so smooth. He's gonna slide in and out of your classrooms. He's an academic coach as well. Then we have Dr. Jenkins. She's gonna make sure that she takes good care of your mental health, your mental wellness. If the counselors can't handle it, definitely she is gonna be able to help us handle the situation. Then we have the best family resource, Frisky, throughout the district. She is by far the best of the best. We have Ms. Johnson. She will work with you to help you with some of your needs, be it community, if you need community support or just other things that you may need for school or support within the building. That's not all she does. She is amazing. She helps support our staff. For those of you who are athletic out there, this is the man that you want to know. Mr. Lewis, he is our athletic director. He is very popular in the building. He is also a 7th grade social studies teacher. If you want to try out for any of our activities or athletics that we have in our building, he is the guy that you want to see along with the coaches, and you will know who those coaches are. But then if you like to read, if you are a Harry Potter fan, you're going to really gel with this lady. Miss Prefer, she is our librarian. She is also our technology person. She is amazing. She is the library. We just redid the library and she's getting comfortable in her renovated space and it just looks amazing. So check her out if you love to read, gravitate towards her. She is a wonderful person. For those of you who need additional support in the classroom or may have an IEP or your student may be ECE, Miss Sutton is amazing at what she does. So she is our ECE implementation coach. Check her out if you have any questions or concerns. If she don't know the answer, she's going to make sure that you get the answer. Or you can ask any of us and we'll probably turn the information over to her and she will make sure that she gets back with you with an answer. Then we have Miss Williams. Let's say that you tore your shoe or you got a hole in your sock or you tore your pants or something. You're gonna go to Miss Williams in our Family Youth Service Center. She is our homeschool coordinator. Not only does she take care of some of your needs here at school, she works alongside with Miss Johnson. They do an amazing job and they can't wait to meet you. All right. Then once you enter the office, we're talking about the best office staff in the district. Like everything's the best here at Knight, just in case you didn't know. Everything is here the best. We have Miss McCabe. Now she pulls a double duty. She's our secretary and our bookkeeper. She makes sure that the phones are being manned. She takes care of the ladies in the office. She makes sure that the school has what they need in order for us to be able to provide you with the services that you need. Then we have Miss Bowman. She answers the phone. She answers the door. She's all over the place. She's going to make sure that your students are enrolled and that they have what they need. Then we have Miss Anderson. She is our school nurse. She's looking all glorious in her derby hat. We had a little fun activity and she dressed up for the derby. But if you're sick, you're going to go see Miss Anderson and she's going to take care of you. And then we have Miss Bowen. She's new to our crew, but we're going to groom her really well and she's going to take great care of you. She is all very sweet. We've met her a couple of times, but she's going to be in the building next week, making sure that the attendance is right and making sure that our records is right so we can get you in the classes that you need to be. And then we have the cleanest building in the district. We get so many compliments on our building, thanks to Mr. Dukes, our plant operator and his staff. They make sure that we take care, that everything is taken care of. And not only do they take just keep our building clean, but they build relationships with students. Many of our students want to help them. So these are just a few of the great and wonderful people that work here at Knight Middle School. Once you get in the building, you're going to realize that everybody is great. Now we have, like I said, the man with the plan, Mr. Napper. He's getting ready to tell you some information on some of our policies here at Knight Middle School.
Thank you, Ms. Day, and good evening, everyone, and either welcome or welcome back. I can't wait to meet you or see you again after this summer, after our brief hybrid period back in the building. It was, last year was very different for all of us. And although we started off NTI, we got to go hybrid, and those that chose to come back in the building, we were excited. We had a good time. We learned together, and we were excited to get even more students back into the building and look more like a normal school year. So again, I'm Mr. Napper, sixth grade assistant principal in the first half of the alphabet, A through L of seventh grade. And I want to go through some of the logistics and some of the, I need to know this type of information. So trust me, turn your ears up, listen real good. And like Dr. Major said, if I go too fast, because sometimes I get on a roll like the rest of us, this is going to be posted in a multitude of places. We'll talk about it on back to school bash night. Be there Monday, 3, I think it's 3 to 6. So make sure you're there if you can be, specifically 4 to 6 in our building. That once you get this PowerPoint in your hands, that where it says student handbook 21-22, that's actually a link. So you'll be able to click that link and go right to our student handbook to answer all of your questions. A lot of the things that I'm going to cover is inside that handbook. Our supplies list, you probably saw some crazy list on JCPS website that you need this and you need that. No. Hey, Knight Middle School, just come on, bring your paper if you can, and bring something to write with if you can. And if you can't, we're going to get it in your hands so we can get some learning done. That's the most important thing is student learning, and we're going to get past every roadblock to that as best we can. And also, Dr. Majors alluded to Chromebooks 1-to-1, so we got some good things in store for us that we're going to hear about tonight. Students, you are allowed to carry your backpack. Oftentimes in school, they have to be put up in your lockers. Right now, lockers we will not be giving out at this time due to COVID things and contact tracing, yada, yada, yada. So at this time, everybody's going to be carrying the things with them. We will reevaluate the locker situation as the year moves forward if we get more information. But at this time, we'll be carrying our backpacks and our jackets. Right now it's a little warm outside, so probably not a jacket, maybe. You can slide that in your backpack, and we'll be carrying those class to class with us. And for those students that were with us in the spring or that have been with us before NTI, we have some slight changes to our dress code and cell phone policy that I'd like to go over with you so we all are on the same page. All right, so our Knight cell phone policy for the 21-22 school year. Students are allowed to use their telecommunication device, that's a long word, cell phone, cellular device, Apple Watch, smartwatch, iPad, tablet, what have you, Fire, I don't know. Anyway, you're allowed to use those up until 7:30 a.m. Remember, our building opens at 7. I think someone had a question on here about what time can we be dropped off. 7 o'clock, our building opens for students. So between 7 and 7:30, when we're in our morning area, which is going to be the cafeteria and gym, you're able to use those items. Once we begin the dismissal process to go to our first block class, that's when we will power those off and put those away and keep those either in our pocket or in our backpack. And then again, after 2:20, so when we start the dismissal process and we dismiss, you are allowed to use those devices again. Now, you may ask, well, Mr. Napper, what if I can't get a hold of mom? We have a procedure for that. We will let the teacher know. We'll get you to the front office. We use the front office phone to call home. If a parent or guardian needs to contact you, they will contact the school, and we will get the information to you. I assure you that all communication is taken care of. Of course, like I said, students are encouraged to leave their cell phone at home. I know we have a lot of walkers, car riders, bus riders that have a long wait or a long walk to their bus stop. I understand. I would want my child with theirs also. But remember, once we get our lockers, they're to be in your own assigned locker, or you to keep them on your person and powered off during the day. We don't give it to somebody to hold for us because crazy things happen. They get lost, this, that, and the other. So let's just make sure we keep those interruptions to a minimum. So with that, if a phone is observed to be out or be used or an alert goes off, the teacher will ask you for your phone, and then a support person, myself, Ms. Petters, Ms. Day, Ms. Mitchell, someone who is not actively teaching a classroom will come collect the phone, take it to the front office, and Ms. Bowman locks that up in the front office in the school safe. No one can get to it but Ms. Bowman and Dr. Majors. I don't even have the combination. So It's going to be safe, I can assure you, but we're not going to have those problems because you guys are going to follow the rules and do what you're supposed to do and tuck that cell phone away because we're here to learn. We're here to have fun. We're here to be social, but we're also here to learn. And then we're going to bring up bullet 3, but once you get to a third infraction on a cell phone during a semester, then we're going to be having some conversations with myself and Ms. Petters, the other assistant principal, about, hey, we need to figure this out. There might be a cell phone problem going on. And probably the most contested, the most worried about, talked about, thought about policy in all of schools is the dress code policy. And let me tell you folks, here at Knight Middle School, we are very, very fortunate. We reviewed our dress code policy 2 years ago. We reviewed it last year and we reviewed it this summer. So here is the Knight Middle School dress code. Students must wear bottoms, whether that be shorts, pants, leggings, skirt, what have you. Tops, whether that be shirt, t-shirt, dress shirt, polo shirt, button-up shirt, what have you. You must have shoes or something that covers your feet. And opaque materials, this means it cannot be see-through over your private areas. So, okay, so that is our dress code. That is our dress code. Very cut and dry. Okay, very cut and dry, very easy. We do not want to discriminate against anyone. And you can wear and express yourself, but just make sure that, you know, we have our top, bottom, shoes are on, and it's opaque over or not see-through over the private areas. Students are allowed to wear their backpacks, and you are allowed to wear hoodies, hats, head coverings, head wraps, what have you. Those are all acceptable at Knight Middle School. And then I did want to give the one caveat to that. Apparel containing images and or language that is obscene, creates hostile or intimidating environment, or has representations of subjects for which have zero tolerance, weapons, drugs, alcohol, or hate speech towards any protected class may not be worn. So they cannot be derogatory terms. They cannot be racial terms, anything like that that can create divide in our community, because we all want to be together in one, and we want to be able to express ourselves appropriately. All right, so breakfast and lunch. Again, if you're new to Knight Middle School, little FYI for you here, we are 100% free breakfast and lunch. Folks, if you come to school and you had breakfast at home and maybe you didn't eat it because you wasn't really hungry yet, or maybe you didn't like what was laid out for you, come check out and see what we got. I wish everyone would eat breakfast. We beg kids to eat breakfast. It's free, it's there. If you like it, great. If not, you don't have to eat it. That's fine. Breakfast is free. When you come in, starting day one, would you like breakfast? Absolutely. Go through the cafeteria line, have your breakfast. It's a quick eat, and then you're in the gym with the rest of the school. Lunch. All students will have the opportunity to have a free lunch at their class scheduled time. We will be going back to lunch numbers, is what we've been told so far. I'm really hoping we all are that changes. But right now, don't stress about that. We'll give you your lunch number on the first day, and on the second day, and on the third day, and then that fourth day again on Monday, we'll give it to you again. We'll have lists of numbers in the cafeteria. That's going to be the biggest deal in the cafeteria. What's my lunch number? And everybody's freaking out. Calm down. It's okay. If you want to bring your lunch, absolutely. You will keep that with you, and you will have it at lunch. We don't want to get it out during the school day and eat in the classrooms. We can have water in the classrooms and water bottles, specific water bottles, but snacks and food, not so much in the classrooms. But please, if you want to bring your lunch, absolutely. And don't worry, like I said, we will practice the lunch numbers for several days, just to make sure we're all comfortable and know our lunch number. And finally, healthy at school. As Dr. Majors pointed out, we are still actively moving through COVID during our lifetime. And as the day changes, so do the rules and so do the expectations. We went from no mask back to mask, 6 feet of distance, no feet of distance. So as of today, our social distancing on the bus, we have to maintain a social distance at the bus stop, and they're recommending 3 feet. Obviously, we're outside, so you don't have to wear your mask just yet, and I'll go over that in just a moment under face mask. But on your bus, if you're a bus rider, you will have an assigned seat. Your bus driver will assign you a seat, and we have to make sure that we stick to that for contact tracing purposes. There will be more people on the bus than what was there in the spring if you came back to school during hybrid. But once you begin to board the bus, you have to put on your face mask and wear it appropriately, which we'll go over face mask now. And I got me a little prop here for everybody. So while on the school bus or in the school building. While on the school bus or in the school building. We have our face mask, and it actually must be a mask. It has to cover your mouth and nose, right? Remember, it's not a toy. It's not a collector's item. Maybe 20, 30 years from now, they might be collector's items when most of them are gone, but not today. Right now, these are very essential, and that we have to make sure we take care of them. So we're not going to lay them on the ground. We're not going to trade them with our buddy because I like that Superman one. You can have my Iron Man one, anything like that. That is not good, okay? Remember, anytime you're on the bus or anytime you're in the building, it has to be above your nose and below your chin with ear loops, okay? As you can see, it's below my chin, above my nose. It's nice to my face with ear loops, okay? Some places you're allowed to wear gaiters, which that's the thing that kind of drapes down, and that doesn't meet the CDC and Department of Education and Health Department's guidelines. So we actually have to have face masks. Now, I will remind you, as you board the bus, if you forget, they will have masks for you. If you come to school and you forget, we will have plenty of masks for you. If we're at lunch and we take our mask off and set it to the side to eat, and we accidentally have a milk spill or the juice, that's the notorious thing in the spring was when we opened our mandarin oranges, that juice goes flying because they're on there tight and the juice gets on my mask. It's all right. We're going to have extra mask for you if your mask gets soiled. If it's one that you want to take home and wash, fine. If it's a medical one, we'll have you throw it away and we'll give you a new one. We have medical mask and cloth mask in the building for students. So don't worry about that at all. And remember, at this time, we're allowed to have visitors in the building. Obviously, we're having our back to school bash on Monday and hope everybody can be there. But just in case that changes, we'll let you know. But in the meantime, anyone that enters the building will have to wear a face mask. And of course, that goes unless you have a medical statement from a doctor with you, if you're a visitor, or if you're a student and you come the first day of school and you have that medical waiver, or if we have one on file once we get that, then you'll be excused from the face mask. But it has to be, it's a medical waiver signed by your doctor, and we have that form. But and all else, we have to wear face masks whether we're vaccinated or not. And I believe that wraps it up for me. And next is Miss Mitchell, and she's going to just kind of get into the weeds of what a day at Knight Middle School is going to look like. Miss Mitchell.
Yes. So hello. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited to meet each and every one of you virtually and to see some familiar faces and some familiar names. Hey, Jordan, I see you at the bottom of my screen. I hope you all had an amazing summer. I am so eager to see you and to meet you. So we're going to talk about student arrival. And yes, the first day of school is next week on August the 11th. So what happens, Ms. Mitchell, you may be asking yourself, what happens when my bus arrives or I'm a car rider or a walker? Well, guess what? I'm going to go through the nuts and bolts of our processes, okay? So if you're a bus rider, you're going to actually enter the building through our bus loop, which is actually kind of like in the front of the school. However, if you're a car rider or a walker, you will enter in through the rear or the back entrance of the school. And this is for safety purposes because we definitely don't want students trying to get out of the cars or the buses are unloading students. So bus riders will use the bus loop. Car riders and walkers will enter in through the rear of the building. Now, parents, please don't worry. We will have an adult present to help your child navigate. So regardless of where they enter into a building, caring adults will be there excited to see your child, ready to assist them to getting to the right area, okay? Now, you may say, Ms. Mitchell, well, where do I go? I don't know. This is my first time at Knight Middle School or I'm a returning student. Where do I go? So all students will sit in their first block class and will remain in the gym until we're dismissed. And guess what? We will help you identify where that first block class is on your schedule so you'll know exactly where you should go, okay? And this will just help so that when the teacher comes in to pick up students, for example, I see Miss TNT on the call. All students who have been assigned to Miss TNT's class will all sit together, and when she enters in, she'll take all of the students to class. And then once everybody gets into their first block class, everybody will receive a new schedule. It will be on colored paper. Most likely it will be on blue because that's Miss Day's favorite color. She's our other school counselor. So it will probably be on blue. So you may ask, okay, wait a minute, Ms. Mitchell, I've never been to Knight Middle School. What do you mean about blocks? What do you mean, like, what are you talking about? Well, a block is a set of time. It's 90 minutes. where where you'll be in class with your teachers. And at Knight Middle School, we're on what's called a block schedule, which means that we will have 4 classes throughout the day. So if you're an incoming 6th grade student, during your very first period of the day, the very first block, you see that's an RA. That stands for related arts. So those are your enrichment classes, okay? You may be interested in band, choir, orchestra. We have STEM classes. We have so many engaging classes. And what we do is the first 45 minutes, you'll have one related arts class. So for example, you may be in PE, and then you will switch during that class time and you'll go to an additional related arts. So it could be choir. So every day you will have 2 related arts classes. Now there are a few exceptions, but every day you will have 2 related arts classes. And so for 6th graders, that will happen during the first block of the day. 7th graders, that will happen during the second block of the day. So that's from 9:15 until 9:50. Third period is the best part of the day. One time for lunch, which is my favorite part of the day. I love lunch. Love chicken nuggets, love chicken sandwiches, and some fresh fruits and veggies. I see some people nodding in agreement. And then our 8th graders will attend their UA classes from 12:50 until 2:20 p.m. And then Miss Stacy and Miss Brown's class, you see that they have their related arts class from 9:15 until 10. So I know that's a lot of information, but I want you to know, guess what? We will help you read your schedule. We will help you navigate from class to class. So please do not worry. You will have a very easy experience, and then you'll come home within a day or so and you'll tell your loved ones, you're like, oh my gosh, middle school is so much easy. It is the best, and it certainly will be. So you go to all of your classes and then it's time to go home. And it's like, okay, well, what do I do? Well, it depends. So if you're a bus rider, we have what's called first run and second run. And many of you all may be familiar with that. So if you're on first run, that means that you will, as soon as we dismiss, you will exit to the bus loading zone immediately and you will get on the bus. If you're second run, that means that your bus will not be, you won't board your bus immediately and you will go into the cafeteria and you will wait there until we call you to the bus loop, okay? Now, all car riders and walkers, you guys will leave the building through the gym doors. So pretty much where you enter in. So if you're a bus rider, you're gonna enter in through the bus loop and you're gonna exit through the bus loop. If you're a car rider or walker, it's the same process. You're gonna enter into the school in the rear of the school and you're gonna exit in the rear of the school. Now, we ask, car riders will wait with their guardian has pulled up to the curb before loading. So we want to make sure that students, just for safety purposes, aren't darting in and out between cars. And then any student that's remaining after 2:25, we'll take you to the front office. We know sometimes there's traffic or appointments that are delayed. And so we just want to make sure that you're supervised until your loved one is able to pick you up. Now, we have a ton of academic support. So you may say, oh my gosh, Ms. Mitchell, my students receive English language services. Who do I contact? Or my students receive special education services or gifted and talented services. The one thing that I do enjoy about Knight Middle School is that we have people that are that specialize in these areas. So you have the wonderful and the amazing Ms. Bonilla. When I tell you she is a people person, she's never met a stranger. She is our ESL, our EL teacher. So those students who are acquiring English as a second, maybe third, fourth, or fifth language, they will be working very closely with Ms. Bonilla. And again, I am Ms. Mitchell. I have all of the 6th graders in 7th grade A through L. You already met Ms. Day. She has all of 8th grade and 7th grade M through Z. Now, if your child receives services for gifted and talented, or you just like, well, Ms. Mitchell, I really don't understand, like, what does all of that mean? Then I'm your point of contact for the entire school. So you would just send those inquiries to me. If you have any questions about, oh, an IEP, or just your child's services or minutes, maybe they receive some speech support. Maybe you just have some concerns because we've been out of school for quite some time. You would communicate with Ms. Sutton. And then finally, if you have questions about a 504 plan, you would reach out to the school counselor, Ms. Day. Now, this part right here, records and immunization, is very, very, very important. So students, this is actually for your guardians and your parents, okay? So when your child enters into a new school year, we need the most accurate information to contact you. So I will let you know, I am an avid caller. I do positive phone calls home. Actually, our entire faculty and staff does. So we want to make sure we have the most up-to-date phone numbers. We will send postcards home to families. So please make sure there's an online portal. Please make sure that you update your family information with JCPS. And if you have any questions, you have some uncertainties, you can contact Kathy Bowman and she can navigate you through the process. And then also, there are some state immunization requirements when you enter into middle school. The one thing that is a big difference is that all sixth graders should have a physical completed, which is different than a sports physical, okay? So we want to see your immunization records. You are asked to have a physical, and then there are some required vaccinations that students should have. Now, I know that you might say, well, Ms. Mitchell, what is Hep A and do I have the dose or whatever? Please contact our school nurse, Ms. Anderson. She can review all of our health and our immunization requirements with you so that you can make sure that your student will be ready for the first day of school. Now, backpack of success skills. I am looking at some faces. Do y'all remember fifth graders who are now sixth graders? Do you guys remember backpacks of success skills? Yes, absolutely. So I do definitely some heads nodding yes. So you're like, well, what is BOSS? Actually, backpack of success skills is a great opportunity for students to show off what they learn and to have some type of artifact or document to say, you know what? I'm really, really, really proud of what I've been able to achieve this year. The cool part about it is that it's a digital platform that holds these artifacts, which means that it will follow you. You ever want to look back on your childhood, and this is for the adults, you ever look back and you pull out, I go to my mom's house who lives in Florida, and I'm looking at pieces, a writing piece that I had written in the sixth grade, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, look how much I've grown. Like, what was I thinking? And so instead of trying to physically find those sheets of paper, it is a digital platform where students can enter in pictures, they can make videos, and parents, we know how much kids love social media and using their phones and making videos and write written reflections. And so there are 5 focus areas. You see them right there highlighted in blue and yellow. Just very quickly, they are emerging innovator, productive collaborator, effective communicator, global and cultural competent citizen, and prepared and resilient learner. And let me tell you, after we've all experienced NTI, I definitely think that we are all very, very, very much so resilient, okay? So all artifacts, again, will be stored on the student's Google Drive, and then students have an opportunity to display their knowledge. So during the 5th, 8th, and 12th grade years, students actually get to showcase and show off what they've learned and what they've been able to accomplish. And so now I'll turn it over to Ms. Day. Oops, well, before I do, let me talk about MAP assessment. So parents and students, you might say assessment already, we're talking about that. Yes, because you know what? We would like to share with you information in advance to help you just kind of be prepared and so that you know what is something that's forthcoming, okay? So the MAP assessment, it actually happens 3 times a year. There's a fall, winter, and spring test. And so what this does is it's not about being right, about being wrong. It just helps us to understand what your child knows. It helps us to understand what some opportunities are as well. So our MAP testing window for the fall is August 30th through September the 3rd. So families, we will be sending out more communication and you'll hear more, but we did want you to mark your calendars for this important time. And attendance is extremely important to us. And so that's one reason why we're going ahead and providing you with the dates in advance. And now I'll turn it over to Ms. Day.
Oh. I'm back. So I told you we have the best, right? We have the best everything here at Nye, but this right here, our PTSA, our Parent Teacher Student Association, is by far the best. I've been at Nye a long time, and this group of people that we have working on our behalf is amazing. They love us, they treat us good, and we love them right back. They help build a stronger school culture and community. the ladies and gentlemen that work with our school, they're always in here seeking what our needs are to help our students and our families. They help link families to important school and community information. They provide a lot of fun for us, not to mention the snacks and the good lunches they feed the teachers because they take good care of us. Educational clubs, programs, and events. That's why it's important for you to become a part of our PTSA, because we also want you to be a fabulous part of this team, not only with your students coming here, but just engaging with our staff and all of our students. They help us raise money to support specific needs of our school. With us being in COVID last year, while we wasn't able to raise a lot of money, our PTSA used what they had and worked well with what they had. They showered us with many special gifts, cards, teacher appreciation, counselor appreciation, bosses day, and different things like that. You could reach out to our PTSA on our social media platforms. It's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Here's our Twitter address for the PTSA at @TT_Knight_PTSA. Then Facebook, capital T period, Knight Middle PTSA. Now, all this goodness that we get from our PTSA, it only costs $5 per person. So let's say you wanted let's say you're just fortunate enough to have 2 students here at one time, and you wanted them to join the PTSA and you join, it would be $15. If you just wanted your 1 student to join, $5 per person to join our PTSA. It's not asking for much. They take a little bit and do extraordinary things with it. Also, you can reach them at you can go to the link, knightmiddleptsa.new.memberhub.store, and you can join like that. There is a small credit card processing fee that will apply, but I'm not trying to count nobody's money. I know I pay fees on a lot of things, and I would definitely pay to be a part of, to be a member of the PTSA here at Knight Middle School. You definitely will see your investment grow for sure. All right. I told you earlier that Mr. Lewis was your guy for our athletics and many of our activities. These are just a few things that we have going on here at Knight Middle School. As you see, our athletic form is linked on here. We offer basketball. We offer cheerleading, cross country, dance, football, which is already started. So if you're a football player out there, make sure you get your physical and all of those things and come on out and practice with our guys. Soccer, softball, tennis, track and field, and volleyball. Now, we didn't get to do all of these sports last year, so this year we're going to be grand and we're going to do it real big because the teachers and staff are ready to come out and support our students, our student athletes, and not only our student athletes, but we have some academic teams and things such as Quick Recall, the National Junior Honor Society. Then we have some clubs, the Men of Quality for young men in our building, and empowerment groups. We have academic and organizational empowerment groups. We have a girls group that's led by the one and only Miss Mitchell. We have an anxiety group. I lead an anxiety group. We have a book club group. We have a lot of things going on at Knight. This is just naming a few of the things that we have going on here at Knight Middle School. And I dare you to become a part of this family of athletes and after school activities, just to be involved, to help build the culture and get to know people that maybe you don't know, or get to know other students who went to a different elementary school, or who's new to our school if you are a returning student. So this is just a few things that we have going on here at Knight Middle School. I hope that you take advantage of all the opportunities that are offered here. You will not be disappointed. And another opportunity that we have coming up, I'm going to turn it over to, I think, Ms. Johnson or Mr. Napper, and they're going to talk about this amazing event we have called Back to School Bash.
Thank you, Ms. Day. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we love this school and we think that we have a lot of amazing things going on. My name is Miss Johnson. I'm the Family Resource Youth Service Coordinator at Knight Middle School and also at Blue Lick. So I saw a lot of familiar names on that list. I can't see your faces, but we're excited about this school year. And one thing that we were missing last year was just we missed having fun. There were so many restrictions on us that it limited some of the things we could do. So this year we're starting the school year with a big bash, and this is new to Blue Lick and it's new to Knight. And so we're partnering together on Monday, August 9th. We're inviting all of you to come. The event is from 3 to 6. Specifically, Knight's 6th grade students will enter into the building. We'll show you where to enter, but you're going to enter into the building and you're going to have your orientation inside. You're going to get schedules. If you need school supplies, we're going to have those, and you're going to get a chance to meet your teachers. If you're a 7th or 8th grade student, you will enter into the building between 5 and 6, and you will get to do those same things. And so if you're wondering, well, what will we do during the other time? We invite you to come and stay. Probably enough activities for about an hour, but come and join us out in front of the school. So when you guys show up, you're going to park in the back of the school, and we'll have signs and we'll have people there to show you where to go. But in front of the school, we're going to have some inflatables like shooting games where you can throw football. We're even going to have a dunk tank, and some of our most favorite teachers are going to be in the dunk tank, and you can have a chance to throw a ball and knock them in. So we think that's going to be a lot of fun. We're also going to have some food. You guys can come, you get a ticket when you show up, and you can eat food. You can eat some food there with us. So all of that is free. The fun is free. The information's free. You can show up and do that. So we will also have a slushie truck. So if you bring some cash, you could, there will be some slushies for sale as far as that goes. There's going to be, the PTSA is going to set up a booth, so you can sign up for the PTSA. Athletics is going to have a booth. So if you want to talk to somebody about joining a team, that would be a good chance. If you're over 12 years old and you have an adult with you that consents, there's going to be COVID vaccinations, free vaccinations at the school. And any adult is also welcome to get those vaccinations. So we want to see you, okay? Monday, August 9th. And it's from 3 to 6. The next thing we want to tell you guys about is a new campaign. And so during COVID, attendance is challenging. Attendance was difficult at every school on every level. Before COVID, we also saw a trend that students are starting to miss more school. And so in an effort to motivate our families and motivate our students, we decided we want to create some opportunities for you to engage with us. If you engage with us and you learn about Miss Day, and you learn about Miss Mitchell, and you learn about the things that they enjoy, and they build that relationship with you guys, we believe that you guys will want to come to school more. And so we're trying to create a campaign here, and it's called Launch. And if you miss less than 2 days in a 9-week period, so middle school's on 6 weeks. If you were in elementary, you'll remember 9 weeks. The main thing to remember is 4 times a year we'll do a drawing. Okay, so it's about every 9 weeks. So the first drawing will be on October 22nd. If you miss less than 2 days, your name will go into a drawing, and we have 100 tickets for a field trip. This is a family field trip. So we're going to give, if we draw your name, we'll give you 1 ticket, and we'll give an adult in your life 1 ticket. And then we'll set a date. We'll tell you that date, and we all will meet for a field trip. So it's going to be outside of school. It might be on a Friday night. It might be on a Saturday. But the first field trip is going to be the zoo. So let's say you get in and you're one of the winners. You're going to bring an adult with you, and then we're going to show up at the zoo. We're all going to be there. Your classmates will be there. Your friends will be there. Some of your favorite teachers will be there. And you can just spend some time hanging out with the adult in your life, and then with some of us. So we're very excited. We're going to be sending out this, putting this information out on all of our different communication areas, Facebook, and sending out through some of our emails and things. But be on the look for this. We want to miss less than 2 days. Okay, anybody out there ready for this challenge? Anybody excited about some fun this school year? A chance to win a ticket for a field trip. So we hope to see you guys there. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Johnson. Yeah, we're trying to have fun. So yeah, I'm ready to go to the zoo. I'm ready to go to the Science Center. I'm ready to go to Kentucky Kingdom. I'm ready to go on August the 9th on Monday to the back to school bash. I don't know who I'm dunking, but I'm gonna dunk somebody. So you all have to join me so that we can have a lot of fun. I'm gonna get my eat on. Hopefully you get your eat on. But we are so excited to have you all either welcome you or welcome you back. And yes, we do have to wear masks. We do have to do a few things differently. Of course, even our hand washing, we know that we have to make sure that we wash our hands often. We're going to have a video about washing your hands. We're going to have reminders about washing your hands, all these things. But know that we still are in the business of school and learning and having fun and being social. This is middle school. So we know that, and we want to make sure that you know as a student, if you're nervous and you say, oh my gosh, I don't know anybody. I am just so nervous. It's okay. You're going to meet plenty of people. Ms. Day talks about activities and athletics. That's a great time to do that. Or it's a great time to do your field trips, or a great time during the back to school bash to meet other teachers. And so we got you. It's all good. I do want to share with you just a few things. Although we talk a lot about academics, even about athletics and activities, and Ms. Johnson's talked about some things that we offer, we know that we are also very, very interested in making sure that your mental wellness is good and is strong, so that when you're in school, you have your head in the game. It's very difficult to do that when there's so many other things. And so every Wednesday, we have what's called our mental wellness moment. So Dr. Jenkins has created a little screencastify so that she can share with you all what they offer, or what she offers for her mental wellness moment.
Good afternoon, evening, night, families, friends, staff, students. This is Dr. Jenkins, and this is our first Mental Wellness Minute moment just to get us prepped for the school year. We'll be back on Principal Chats weekly with your principal, Dr. Geronda Majors, and of course, sometimes featuring myself, Dr. J. See, I'm back in the building with my mask or being safe out here. But today we're just going to talk about a bit of information and working with me and what I do. And so here we go. And there I am. All right, so services I provide: individual therapy of sorts. This will be a 30-minute in-office session with me, at least once weekly, could be more depending on the student and the situation. Groups likely will be limited this year due to COVID, but there may be possible dyad work if needed. Dr. J, what is dyad work? That means just working with two students, work through a particular issue if needed, problem solving, so to speak. And then lastly, assisting with processing circles as needed. And of course, if this is admin or teacher request, we will determine again what's needed based on the student and the situation. And so there are the services that I provide. Forms. So the only form typically that you will need from me would be what we call a consent to treat. It's like a permission slip, okay? So this means that a student may receive one-to-one services with me. And there will also be a different consent for group, provided that groups even happen, okay? But a consent to treat, or that's your permission slip to say, hey, I can see Dr. J, and my parent, guardian, whoever said that that is all right. Words to understand. So in signing that consent to treat, you understand these terms, but especially this first part here. So limits to confidentiality. So when I talk to kiddos and families, I typically say that, I'm a secret keeper. All the things we talk about, I keep in my office or in whatever space that we're in. I don't tell that to anyone else unless one of these 4 things happens, okay? So if a student threatens to hurt themselves, threatens to hurt others, if it's court ordered, court or judge calls and says, hey, Dr. J, I need to talk to you about this kiddo. I can't really say no. It's my legal obligation to provide necessary information to keep a child safe. It's the biggest part of my job, keep everybody safe, okay? And lastly, I will have to tell If there is a major safety issue, if I feel like a kiddo's not safe, if a teacher, other staff member, or sometimes their peers feel like they're not safe, I have to report that to somebody depending on the nature of that information. Okay, so those are the limits to confidentiality, or when I cannot protect your confidentiality any longer because I have to keep you safe. Release of information, or ROI. This is permission to talk to other providers, or basically talk to other therapists, or maybe the pediatrician, anyone that might be in contact with a student that parent, guardian says, please communicate with them so that everyone's on the same page, and ultimately for our students' success, right? And lastly, I don't know how much we've really talked about this, but it relates, and it's an important term to be familiar with, continuity of care. So in having a release of information on file, again, this just makes sure that all providers are on the same page and we're working together to help a student be successful. So just some little knowledge for today. And of course, we will talk about SEL again this year, social emotional learning. So this might be me in classrooms or assisting teachers with these different lessons. But again, this opportunity is for students to share their experiences. We are building empathy and understanding other people's points of views, and life walks, so to speak, communication skills, building those up, learning how to be in contact with one another, share appropriately, share openly, or to the level that we are comfortable. And then lastly, friendship development. We all get back into this after COVID, and so cannot forget the SEL, all right? And of course, if there are things you cannot deal with on your own, if you're needing some additional assistance outside of us in the building, of course, happy to help with finding people in the community that I know to love on you all, care for you all, and help to get you better. But Psychology Today, National Crisis Hotline, true resources. I want you all to know why you feel what you feel so you can get better, okay? And JCPS employees, we back on it again. If there are things that you are dealing with, of course, you can come to me. I can help you out with some information. But free short-term therapy, you can get extra referrals, whatever that might mean for you in the moment and where you are in your life space. I want y'all feeling good so you are performing well for your kiddos here in the building, for your families at home, for others that you're doing things with and for out in the community. We just want everybody well, okay? Remember, self-care is key to everything. Thank y'all for joining me today, and happy new school year.
All right, thank you for that mental wellness moment, Dr. Jenkins. Okay, so we have been fortunate enough to be a one-to-one school district when it comes to Google Chromebooks. And so for all night middle school students, if you said, oh snap, I don't know where my computer is, don't worry about it. Bring it with you if you have one. But we will also, everyone will be assigned on the 5th day, because we have a 5th day count to make sure everybody is in the school that they're supposed to be in. They're going to stay. All night middle school students will be assigned a new Chromebook. And the reason for that is because Wi-Fi, and you know how that was before, will be built in. Now, because it will be assigned to you, student, you are responsible to bring that to school and from school. And so we're going to give you a little bit of information about that as we get closer to the school. Well, when we get to school, okay? Now, if you are a parent that says, ain't no way, she is unorganized, he's unorganized, or you're thinking to yourself and your student saying, I don't know about going to school and then bringing it, and then there will be an opt-out form. And if you get on here, once we post this on our website and on our YouTube channel, you can click here. If you want to opt out as a family and say, hey, I would rather have for my child to leave it at the school, it's okay, no problem. But just know that everybody will be assigned a district Chromebook, okay, with the charger. PTSA news. Ms. Day already talked about how wonderful the PTSA they are. And again, membership is $5. So we encourage you to please do that. But also we will have a general body meeting. We want everybody at the table. We don't want it to just be a select few that's part of the PTSA or just adults. We want students to come. We want parents to come. We want teachers in the classroom, outside the classroom to be a part. And that will be after our principal chat on September the 1st on a Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Okay, so whole bunch of information, and we know that. So it's okay, we're gonna send it out, we're gonna post it, we're gonna do this, But more than anything, we cannot wait to see you. And we want to see you so soon. And as Ms. Johnson said, when we get to this back to school bash, we want to have fun. We want to get to connect. We want to see you. So join us on Monday, August the 9th, from 3 to 6. And at least if you're a sixth grader, come at 4. If you're a 7th and 8th grade, come at 5. Let's get our fun on. And then more than anything else, we will see you on Wednesday for our first day of school at 7:35. We start at 7:40, okay? 7:40 to 2:20. And on that note, if you have questions and you're a student, if you are a family member, and even if you have some staff that are here, we are available to answer those. If you have questions and you're a student, come to the back to school bash, okay? And we'll answer those. If you are a family and you have questions, come to the back to school bash. We will answer those. And as Ms. Mitchell, Ms. Day, Ms. Petters, Mr. Napper, Dr. Jenkins, Ms. Johnson, all of us, we are here to support you. We love you and we can't wait to see you. And on that note, you all have a wonderful day.